We are at the 2022 YNOT right here in Hollywood, California, otherwise known as Holly Weird. And yes, over the years, it has gotten weirder and weirder, and so maybe have I. And this is the lovely Miss Brtittany Andrews. I guess so. So I guess if you stick around long enough, you end up being able to do something like this. So, I mean, obviously, I've been in the business. I've been in the adult entertainment industry since 1991. Don't tell anybody before I was the age of 18. Back then, it was much easier to get fake IDs. And, but I didn't start shooting porn until I was of age, though. But I was working in strip clubs before the age of 18. And so, yeah, that was all the way back in 1991. So I've actually known Jay, who runs the whole Why Not thing for a very long time. And actually last night we were talking about it. And I was like, I think the last Why Not in-person seminar that I went to was in San Diego right before I retired in 2006 originally. So actually I was supposed to be going to DevCon in Colombia this week. And which is a crypto convention. It's like the #1 crypto convention. And he gave me this offer. And being that I am doing the comeback thing, I said, you know what? I'm going to skip DevCon this year and I'll do this instead. So, but I'm not getting paid very much. So maybe if I had done the I would have got paid a little bit more. There's always pros and cons to everything. Well, I don't think I'm always popular. Let's start there. I think in this business, it's a roller coaster. You're going to ride the highs and the lows. Make sure you got a little humility so when you get to the lows, and a little humility when you get to the highs so that you can handle the lows a lot better. But, you know, I think it's a business that if you're, I think Lisa Ann said it in one of the after porn ends, like, if you actually show up on time and you're not high or fucked up, like, you get the job. You know, there's not like a super high standard. It can be for a lot of people in this business, but I think if you're just professional, like throughout your career, I don't think I've burned a ton of bridges. I'm sure I've pissed off one or two people along the way because I'm a human and I'm not perfect, but overall, if you're just professional, you show up, have a little bit of humility, have somewhat of a good sense of humor about life and yourself, you know, I think you can kind of jump back on and, you know, work really hard and get back into it. You know, it's a good business like that. You know, I think it's like my third officially, like a second officially, but third unofficially. You know, I lived in New York. I did my big retirement in like 2007, somewhere around that time. I moved to New York. And when I came back from New York, I lived in Vegas. I still live in Vegas. And I tried to get back into the business, but I was still a condoms only performer. And they just don't allow you to use condoms in this business anymore. Pretty much you can choose to work or you can choose to be condoms. And what it can't be either. You can't do both. So I wasn't ready to give up the condoms yet. So I kind of said, okay, I'm out of here. But then when I did this comeback, I said, okay, I'm ready to lose the war. Because I did win a few battles in the war, but I lost the war. And I came back and I said, okay, I'm ready to do a comeback without condoms. And this comeback has been doing quite well, except for my dirty cunts. So as far as the caliber of individuals in this business from today and yesterday, you know, I think it's so different now than it was, because back in the day, it was a much smaller group of individuals. Everybody was in the San Fernando Valley and Porn Valley. And now the term sex worker, you know, encompasses, you know, everybody that's got, you know, OnlyFans, that's on cam platforms, that, you know, is full service sex work. I mean, it really encompasses a huge world of sex workers of all different race, creeds, colors, you know, sexualities, genders. I mean, the whole plethora of everybody. So, I mean, I think back in the day, it was more intimate and more family oriented, where now you've got a bunch of fucking dumbasses and a bunch of extremely intelligent people We're like, maybe in the past it was just like a bunch of us medium motherfuckers, like just doing things. So now you've got all extremes from the top to the bottom, and I love it. I think it's amazing. I like it being where it's less exclusive and more all-inclusive, that everybody is involved and gets a piece of the pie. But yeah, I did a lot of drugs in my youth, and I fried all of my memory cells. I had like an 80-pound tank of nitrous oxide for like 13 years, and just memory doesn't exist. Sorry, if I sucked your cock and I don't remember you, it's nothing personal. Like that with everybody.
Want to know how I chose Brittany Andrews to host the show?
How did you choose me?
So I had a short list of about 10 different people that I wanted to consider for this, and each of you had something very similar with each other.
Okay. And what was that? We all have big tits?
You all big tits. You like to wear strap-ons.
Oh, lovely. I didn't know that about you, Jay.
Yeah, right?
Hey.
So I wanted somebody who I know could carry themselves on the stage.
Right.
Somebody who's got, Hall of Fame level status in the industry.
Got it.
And it narrowed down the field quite a bit.
Uh-huh.
And, you were at the top, obviously. So it was as simple as me just hitting you up and going, Brittany, I would like for you to host the YNOT Cam Awards this year. Will you do it? And you pretty much said yes almost on the
I said
spot.
yes. I'll do it for a discounted rate as long as you bend over, bitch, and take my cock, right?
ATM.
Hey! Because they thought it was the other way around. They thought that I was blowing you for the job, but really you're blowing me for the job.
Pretty much, yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's so funny. It's just like,
That's the difference between back then and now.
who's blowing
Female
who to get the
empowerment.
job?
Exactly.
That's what we're all about at Why Not. So, no, I'm stoked as hell that Brittany's going to run the show. I mean, I'm going to be there to just basically keep things on time because we want to keep things interesting to the point where everyone's having a freaking great time, but not where everybody starts, getting all squirmy and shit.
And I've really worked hard to make sure that as an old bitch, all of my crass jokes that are for us senior citizens are not in the show, and that everything is Gen Z approved.
Which is going to be tough because if it's Gen Z and Gen X approved, we're just both going to stand up there the whole time and say nothing and smile. I mean, yes, there's going to be a lot of jokes and a lot of crazy shit flying around. We do have a script that we're working on that basically is just announced.
Which I haven't gotten it yet, but hey,
I haven't either. We fly by the seat of our fucking pants here.
Exactly.
But we're going to have the category description. We're going to have all that stuff, and we're going to have something to read off of.
Right.
So that's what rehearsal's going to be all about on Thursday. So
Very
we'll make
good.
sure. But
if I do fuck up as a senior citizen, give a bitch a break. I'm old.
Well, the beautiful thing is that
it used to be funny.
There are going to be fuck-ups, but that's where I excel because when something goes sideways, I'm always there to catch it and get things back on course.
Things back, right. Well, that is your job.
It is.
But balancing me and my big cock can be quite a difficult task. Do you think that you're up for it?
Yeah, fuck yeah. 20 years in the making, baby.
I think that the level of intelligence of new performers actually has gone up. Because inevitably, I know you're giving me a weird face, but back in the day, really all you had to do was show up on set, suck dick, and go home. Now, you've got to understand, as a content creator, like how to put together a script, how to use the camera, how to do the lighting, how to do digital uploads, how to organize your content, how to do marketing. I mean, you really have to be a business owner from the start in order to be in this business today. Whereas back in the day, like literally, you could do a little bit of heroin, go on set, kind of make it through your lines, have someone fuck you in the ass, go home with a paycheck. I'm just saying. I know, right? I missed out, dude. Now, the consumers, I think, have gotten a lot dumber. Sorry. But, I think like all of the fast food porn has dumbified the consumer. Not to bring up one of the biggest names right now, who's very beautiful and gorgeous, but Lana Rhoades was saying when she first got into the business, somehow she didn't understand that you actually had to have sex on camera. I don't, I kind of knew when I got in, like there'd be a cock inside of me. I don't know how that got missed somehow over the years, that there is penis involved inside the vagina or inside of the ass somehow. But as a community, we're doing something wrong if you don't know going into porn that that's part of the job. I'm in a couple of different Hall of Fames. Does it matter to me? Absolutely not. Because porn does not treat their elders with much respect whatsoever at all. I'm also, the individual that's interviewing me has known me for 25 fucking years. And he knows I used to be a total rave chick girl back in the day. And then, of course, I went on to DJing. And so I'm part of the Insomniac OG crew, which is who runs the Electric Daisy Carnival in Vegas. And they do so much. And this is people that pretty much just showed up and did drugs at, well, pretty much the same thing as porn stars, right? Showed up and did drugs at concerts. And they have like OG tents. They have OG, all kinds of like extra rooms, specific DJs. You get free ticket. Like they take care of their OGs in the business, in the community over there so well. And porn does like not a fucking thing. So doesn't matter to me. Yes, it's always nice being recognized, but at the end of the day, I keep my humility hat on pretty low. Because in this business, you know, if you're not relevant like today, nobody knows who the hell you are. So that's even why I'm wearing my thing. Because I recognize that even though I've been in the business a long time, not everybody's going to know who I am. And I don't assume that everybody does. And that's fine, you know? I mean, you didn't see me sucking cock for 30 years. You missed it somehow. It's okay. It's still online somewhere. So this is kind of interesting because, you know, I left the business in like 2007 and I said, you know what, you know, the AVN is in Vegas where I live at, and I kind of slowly started going to AVN every year, which is kind of like the Oscars of porn, and it is a convention that goes with it. So that's kind of how I started like getting a little bit back into the industry, was going there every year. And then when I was doing my full comeback, I said, the last AVN that happened before COVID, I said, you know what, let me actually go to the award show because it's been a really long time. It'd been like 13 years since I had been to the award show, from like 2007 to like 2019, I think was the last one that they had, or 2020. And so I went to it and I said, oh, the production value has gone up enormously. It looks like such a beautiful production. But the politics are still the same. It's a bunch of bullshit. Motherfuckers that deserve to win are not winning. It's pretty much people that are paying the bills that are winning. And it's always been like that. And it's probably always going to be like that. So if you're a performer and you're watching this and you haven't gotten an award, it's okay because you're not paying the money to get your award. I mean, even nowadays, right? I don't know how many people are Playboy this, FHM this, and that just costs you $3 to $5 grand to get on a magazine cover. Like, you can pay for anything nowadays. We all know that. And this business is definitely not exempt from that. So, yeah, I don't think that the people that should be getting the awards quite often are getting them. Unless I get one. Then we know that that I deserved it. So, to plug my stuff, I would love to plug your asshole. That's my plug. Because it is Locktober, everybody. And Mistress Brittany always does Locktober into No Nut November. And I sell chastity cages. All you have to do is to go to all my links. Dash DJ Britstar. I also do MILF, stepmommy, all the different fetishes besides just strap-on, but I do like strap-on a lot. But I'm on all the various different fan platforms: OnlyFans, Loyal Fans, Lever Fans, I Want Clips, Mini Vids, the whole 9 yards. I produce content consistently. If you love mommy dom, mistress, MILF mommy stuff, I got it for you, baby. So just visit me at DJ Britstar, all my links, and you can find everything.